Hi and welcome to this video where I will be going through my editor's developmental notes. There will be 3 of these videos, one going through developmental notes, one going through copy edit notes, and one going through proofing notes. So by the time you see this video, my book will likely be out already, but I still want to take you through the process of going through my book and the changes that my editor has written for me to make. And I wanted to say that the experience so far has been a lot better than I initially thought. So my beta readers went through and gave me some really harsh critiques, which is great because I was able to improve the book heaps, but I was kind of nervous because of that for what my editor would say. But so far all her comments have been super positive and helpful, and you guys will see anyway what she says as I go through it. I've already started filming the changes and I'm going to go through more today, so I'll just keep filming those and put them all together in this video. I hope you enjoy, and let's get on to the edits. So as you can see, my editor is very kind. She puts really encouraging comments, and she does also give me comments that are constructive criticism, but she puts it in a really nice way and a way that actually is constructive rather than just like saying I hate this section or delete this section. But as you can see, I'm just going through her comments and applying things that I need to. The last half of the book, which she's not up to editing yet, I wrote it really fast and I have not fully read it over yet, so there are some things that I do want to change before she gets to it. I've been working on that every day, which is good. I really like how she has comments like this where she says, show these thoughts for the reader. It will not only help for showing versus telling, but it will also help continue to build the characters by hearing their thoughts. And things like that are just really helpful. While I was writing this, I kind of had a few developmental problems with the story, such as I'd kind of write how I was seeing the characters go. So like, for example, in my head I knew that this character had this background, but I didn't really show that to the reader sometimes. A lot of the betas found, and the editor was helping point that out too, so I kind of tried to apply more of their thought process and add in some background and kind of show that through the character's eyes rather than just tell it, because I do like point of view writing styles. All of my books, if you've read any of my others, are all written from the character's point of view rather than a story being told. So I do really like that style, and I don't plan on writing any other type of style, as I kind of find that other styles are kind of boring. I think that the writing through the character's eyes make it more interesting and engaging and make you feel like you're there rather than you're watching it happen, but more like you're one of the characters. And there were a lot of parts in the story that she's edited so far that I thought she'd have a problem with, just because some of the betas did, but she doesn't seem to have a problem with lots of the things, so that's a huge weight off, because I really thought I was going to have to go in and change a lot more than I have so far. And this is only the developmental edit, so it's just she's editing like the main story and the plot and the storyline, and if there's any plot holes and things like that. She will do another edit that will be a copy edit, which will go over the wording and the text, and then she will do a proofing edit after that just to make sure everything is fine. But the developmental edit is what I was most worried about, because that is a huge, like, if there's changes that need to be made, they're usually kind of big, and it's a very important part of the process, whereas so is copy edit, obviously, because they're checking for grammar and if things are worded right or if they sound weird, things like that. So they're both very important, but this edit is the one that I was most nervous about. And my editor has also said in these edits that the story has been really engaging and that nothing so far in the developmental holes has made her turn away from the story or lose interest, which is really good. She said they were just things that made her kind of pause and think for a minute, like, did this happen before? Or like, yeah, things just that didn't really make sense, which is a really good thing. It means that there's not a huge deal that I need to fix, just like changing things that can be such little details, like adding a sentence to clarify something could make it so much better. And that is really good because that means there's not a ton of work that needs to be done. I do have a feeling though that she's going to have a lot of notes for me as we come towards the end half of the book, just because, like I said, I only written that and not looked back at it, whereas the first half of the book I kind of did a few like reads over it and changed some things, and then I had betas go through that, but no betas really made it to the end of the book before I had to send it off for editing. So nervous about that, but that is why I'm trying to go through the ending and fix as much as I can before she gets to it. This video, because she hasn't made it to the end, is just the first 13 chapters, I think. But I wanted to get this video out anyway because by the time that she finishes the editing process for this round, I will have a new baby and I don't think I'll have that much time to film at all. I did just want to get this out, and I thought showing you at least half of it is better than none, just so you can get some insight into what a developmental edit looks like and how a writer takes the advice or not takes the advice. But at the end of the day, you're paying an editor to give their honest opinion and you can choose to take it or not. You don't have to take their advice by any means, but it is a good idea to really consider their advice because you are paying them, so obviously they're going to give you their honest advice and it's their job to do that. So it's more than just an opinion, and why bother wasting your money on a developmental edit or an edit at all if you're not going to listen, is my thoughts. But by no means do you have to take every point that they put on. Sometimes it is just their opinion because they are just a person reading a book at the end of the day. Anyway, I think I will leave my voice over here and you can just watch the rest of the edit. Thank you so much for watching that video. I hope that you check back for part 2 and 3. If you subscribe to my channel, it'll make it a bit easier for you to get updates, and you can hit the notification bell if you like to, and that will let you know every time that I upload a new video so you don't miss out on any of those. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.